Hello, and welcome to the Hope Unlocked podcast. I'm your host, Kristin Kurtz, and I'm also the founder of New Wings Coaching, where I empower and unlock women to soar in their calling and roar with their voices. If you're curious to learn more about how coaching can help you unlock your potential, be sure to explore the show notes for ways to connect with me further. Get ready to dive in as we uncover empowering keys and insights in this episode. So tune in and let's unlock hope together. Hey, so happy Tuesday. Do you like my title for today? Pissed off. Yeah, I actually was thinking about this today at the gym. We can just call this Sweaty Car Chronicles because I am cool with showing up as is. And that's part of what I want to talk about today. So I was at a step class and I was just thinking about something that I have been asked periodically over time as an entrepreneur. One of the things that people will say is at the intersection of your passions and you're pissed off is basically a lot of your purpose. So what are you passionate about and what pisses you off that a lot of times will kind of converge and become that thing that you are called to run after and help people in. So one of the things that actually I was thinking about that on my way to where I'm going to go for a walk was just the way that people show up. There's so much scripted, fake, just ingenuineness out there, and I can catch it right away. I have a very strong gift of discernment. So one of the things that I've really been leaning into over the last probably 5, 6, 7 years is being okay with showing up on here like this. I don't have any makeup on. I have my hair just thrown up, and not coming on with a script. A lot of times the Lord will give me a word or two, and then I just come on and flow in it. And I know that not everybody can do that or wants to do that, but I'll never forget last year, I heard this lie from the enemy, and it was, maybe if you showed up online when you do your Facebook lives with makeup on and put together, that maybe more people would want to work with you as a coach. And it got me thinking. I was like, maybe that's right. Maybe that is right. Maybe if I do wait to do Facebook lives until I'm all put together and I have makeup on, then more people would be wanting to work with me as a coach. Because if I look like this, then I probably don't look too put together. That was the lie that I was, listening to. And not too shortly after that, maybe within a couple days, a well-meaning person actually said that to me. She had said, kind of hey, maybe if you put some makeup on and got yourself together, you might have, more clients. And I don't even remember exactly how she said it, but it was basically what the enemy was speaking over me, because that is not truth. Jesus did not have the disciples get themselves together wearing pinstripe suits. Who were the ones that he called to follow him? They were like the ragamuffins. So I'm kind of, I guess you could call me like a ragamuffin because I am not out to try to impress you. I'm not out here trying to be perfect on Facebook. I've got, we all have issues. If you're looking for a coach who has perfect makeup, wonderful clothes, stilettos, great purse, all the things, I'm not for you. I am real and raw, and I really want to encourage other women to do the same. So that's actually part of my coaching, is to help women be bold in who they are, especially if you are one who beats to a different drum. I march to the beat of a different drum. I don't listen to all of the gurus out there that, say, holy hustle. I'm like, holy ain't hustle, or hustle ain't holy. It's just not, those words don't go together. So I tend to be very counterculture. I am called to come alongside women who are in that space, who are just starting to kind of come into that place of yeah, I know who I am, but I need somebody to come alongside of me and be bold in who the Lord's called me to be, to do the thing that he's called me to do, unabandoned, unfettered. Like my post yesterday, it was like wild and free, unfettered, unique. You're unique. And if you're listening to all of the gurus out there that are telling you that you need to have perfect makeup on, you have to have a script put together, you have to have perfect clothes on before you come online, that pisses me off. Like, that is one of the things that actually pisses me off in some of the things I see out there. So like I said, in the beginning of my live, a lot of times there's this idea out there when it comes to your business that, there's a convergence when it comes to your passions and the things that piss you off. When they converge, it's kind of that purpose. What drives you? And this is one of the things that pisses me off. I always look up, there's something flying over me. So, there's just way too many of you that are just sitting on the sidelines because you think that you don't look a certain way or you don't have it all together. And that pisses me off. I am here to help you get up, get moving, no matter what you look like, no matter what you sound like. I, for a long time, felt like Moses, and I do sometimes still, like, and it was actually really amazing. I had a call with a coach, because coaches need coaches too. So if you're a coach and you don't have a coach, you need a coach. Everybody needs a coach. I'm just saying. I mean, I can't imagine like walking this thing out as an entrepreneur on my own. If you're in business and ministry, if you're a mama, I mean, like, you need somebody to come alongside you that's going to remind you of your butt, like I like to say. Somebody who's going to be in your corners saying, but what did God say? Not but what if. I diverge. I get really fired up about this stuff. All that to say, there's just too much fake out there, and you are not. If you're listening to this today, every time I come on to do it, I was like, I don't want to do this right now. I want to go for a walk. I always say, like, the last 7 years, when the Lord was calling me to do these Facebook Lives, I'm like, no, I don't speak well. I can't speak well. I can't get my words out right. And he's like, it's for the one, big O, and for the one. So every time I come on here, like the last 7 years, if you're listening to this, this is a word for you. You might be listening to this because you might need coaching. And I'm not saying that in like a, whatever way, but I left Egypt. I left a well-paying corporate job back in 2021, and he called me out to call others out, to call. I was led out of there into freedom, and I am called to go back in. And whether you're working in corporate, whether you're, a career woman, whether you have your own business, I am called to help you move forward and get Egypt out of you. Okay. So back to the coach and what this coach had said to me recently. He said, because I had mentioned about feeling like Moses sometimes, and he said, Moses wasn't called to be a speaker. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, he was called to be a deliverer. Catch that? Anybody else feel like Moses sometimes? So thank you, Joseph, for that word to me, because truly that is part of my calling, is to help set the captives free. And there's way too many of you that are just, you're in cages. You're in cages of complacency. You're in cages, whether you're in a career that's off, whether you're working corporate, and you're like, this was something that was on my heart yesterday too. This is another thing that pisses me off. It's like, how many of you, I just want you to be real, how many of you are working in corrupt careers? You're taking money from places that is evil, truly. I had an awakening working in the corporate side of healthcare back in 2020, and I couldn't even take money from them anymore. How many of you are taking money from somewhere that has like completely off standards, values, their integrity is so off, but you're just there because you need a paycheck and you're fearful that you won't have money to pay your bills. Wake up. It's a wake up call. This is like, I'm kind of sounding the alarm. I was thinking about this yesterday. How many people are actually doing that right now? Now, I know that there's some of you that are called to be in those places to bring reformation. I was called to stay until 2021 to be a voice. I was called to sound the alarm. I spoke up about a lot of things, and it wasn't very welcome. And that's okay, because other people that were too afraid to talk would say, thank you for speaking up. And the coach in me would say, what's keeping you from speaking up? Fear. Everybody was afraid of losing their jobs, losing their benefits, losing 401k, all the things. This is mammon. This is a system that you are tied to, that you are putting your reliance in rather than in God. And I did it too. I'm not saying that I'm still getting some of the Egypt out of me. We've been conditioned for way too long. So these are some things that piss me off. And like I said, there's a convergence with the things that piss you off and the things that you're very passionate about. I thought I would start today with things that I am pissed off about, and just call you in. I believe that I am called to set more captives free. If you want to hear about the many testimonies that gals have given me over the last 7 years of being a coach, sometimes that's more powerful than me trying to explain to you what it is that I do, because it is so unique. It's basically like prophetic coaching. We work together with Holy Spirit. And by the end of an hour and a half session, you are marching on. I do not let women sit on the sidelines. You are being called to the front lines right now. And it's time to get up and lace on your boots. If you need somebody that's in your corner, like I said, I am the but God girl who will stay in your corner. And we'll get to the bottom of what is God saying to you right now. Stop listening to all the gurus who tell you have to put it all together and be perfect and be number one and have all the numbers and have a big platform and follow this script. It's ridiculous. Okay. So like I said, I will be in your corner and be that but God said girl. We will not create a but if plan. If you want a but if plan, if you want a plan B, I'm not the coach for you, because this is, I've been anointed to set the captives free because you have been anointed to do the same, but you need somebody sometimes to walk alongside you. Just like what I talked about yesterday about Joshua and Caleb. Joshua and Caleb, they were the two that went in and they were like, yep, there's giants, but we're going in. What did the other 10 do? They turned around and went back. They never got to go see the promised land because they were too afraid. I love Joshua and Caleb. I truly believe that they were like coaching each other. I just like to think that they were just like asking each other powerful questions, like what we get to do as coaches, and like what would keep you from going in, and what's stopping you? And you've got the other ones behind like, oh, but what if? Natural human bend. And that's why we need each other. You can't do this thing on your own. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think I might actually turn this into a podcast, throw that up on my podcast. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's called Hope Unlocked. Right now I am interviewing women. The season's called Launching Pioneers. I love coming alongside women who are doing the crazy but God said things. I can't wait for you guys to hear my friend Heather's testimony this Friday. It is incredible, and it's been so fun to like come alongside her and cheer her along too. So anyways, I hope you all have a blessed day. If you would like to touch base, I've got some openings today for discovery calls. I'm so excited. I have one in a little bit, and I'm going to go for a walk here and go see some eagles. But yeah, calling more eagles in. If you're an eagle, if you understand what I'm talking about, it's time to soar with new wings. We'll talk later. Bye.